There's a place, a school, an institution where a professor resides. One that for the past 30 years has traveled the world teaching others. A pioneer in America of the fighting science of Savate. One who codified the sports of this fighting style. One who has produced clubs, champions, and continues to develop. Listen to
New week, another one just passes by. We had a great weekend this past one. But before we start, I want to thank everybody for continuing to watch our show. We understand there's a lot of material out there. There's a lot of people doing a bunch of stuff out there. There's way too other martial artists out there doing their own opinions and their own views and sharing content left and right. There's other content out there, but you guys are spending some time and watching ours. Thank you. Our community is building. It's little by little since what we went back last year to now. We've jumped a lot. We did a lot of hoops and milestones and all that good stuff here in YouTube. And we started the Monday Viewpoints, and we're several episodes now. We're past 40 now, so we're doing good. We're doing good, and it's fun to see the different emails and all that good stuff. All the different questions people ask about self-defense, about Savate, about self-defense altercations, about what strikes and what techniques are best, and all that good stuff that evolves within the world of martial arts and the pugilist art of Savate. But the question that we have today is, let me just strike them in the throat. Throat strikes, okay? And I'm gonna tell you what and how we do it, because there's a lot more martial arts out there that strike more towards those strikes, but that doesn't mean that we in Savate dance do not, okay? You have to understand that Savate Buitrón says they had their own street application, they had their own ways of fighting. There were open hand at strikes, like mano verde, Baf, patios. Yeah? So that existed. Things like that changed. Do we, in the sport, Savate Buitrón says, do we strike the throat? No, we don't. Like, you don't kick to the groin either. Understand? And so those are safety precautions. Why? Because it's a vertebral area. A throat strike can disable somebody. You have to know what to do with it. Also, you have to understand how to strike it. Okay? And a lot of people just want to go out there and just throw a punch, which is okay, a throat punch. What punch do I use? Do I use a closed fist, or do I close my hand in this fashion? Do we spear it in? Do we go in this type of strike upwards? Well, it depends. It depends on all the different positions. What happens if I punch with my thumb in, hand up, going this way? Well, there's a lot of things that could occur, okay, for a throat punch. All right? I'm wearing a beard. Where's my throat? You can't really see it. Where does my chin end? You understand what I'm saying? So you have to understand that. You have to look at body types. You have to look at clothes that they're wearing. You have to look at fighting structures that are coming. Are you going to try to throat punch a wrestler? Unless he's sprawled out with his head open, giving you that target, then you strike it. If the target is given to you, then you take a shot at it. If it's given to you as a freebie, you take that freebie. It's a nice little gift that was planted there for you. Okay? Now, to make an opening for it, you have for you to strike. Now, let's talk about the dangers of the throat. Number one, you can break a thorax, you can break a larynx, you can crush a windpipe, you can do some severe damage just in practice. All right? So you have to understand how to do it for you to be able to do it. And then you can imply and go through motions and you understand how, if an opening is, how it's created for me to go ahead and strike at the throat. See, and that's where Savate, we use this strike a lot. Why? Because it's simple to fit in. It can go upward. It's not going to get entangled in ties and stuff. If I would change my hand and try to go upward this way, or like this, and my fingers out instead of going upward, sliding on the back, you can't see this way. You know, understand what I'm saying? Going this way, then you can get caught with a button. You can get caught with a zipper. You can get caught with a tie. You can break your thumb. You can break a finger. So these strikes are placed in an up, kind of a ricochet motion. Understand? I make the opening, then I strike upward. Again, like I said, what did I say? You make the opening, then you strike upward. Now you have to realize a lot of fighters already know that that throat is there. That strike is there. People are going to try to strike you, just like they know that you're going to kick somebody in the groin. They're going to be looking for that. There's techniques for that. Okay? Is poking somebody in the eye a lot faster than poking somebody in the throat? For sure. So you have to evaluate everything. But the question was striking the throat. Be very careful when you're striking somebody's throat. The intent that it was doing, the angulation, the force. Did it come in with borrowed force? Did it make an impact on it? Why? It can cause some severe damage. And usually a person's going to fall, be to the ground, it's not going to get up. Disable somebody real quick. You can kill somebody by crushing the windpipe and crushing the thorax in there, and the larynx and everything just crushed in there. The person's not going to breathe, and guess what? He's going to die. Okay, then you have something added to you in case you end up in a legal entanglement, right? Look at what happened with the police officer in Floyd. Look at all the damage that occurred. Be very careful with striking the throat, head and neck area. Head and neck injuries are very, very deadly. It can cost lives. It can damage people for life. Be very careful, okay? And especially when you fight in the street. You get into an altercation, you can shut somebody down real quick by striking the throat, if you know how. Now, if you miss it, let's talk about that. Let me say this. I strike at somebody, an attacker is coming at me, and I miss the throat. I just pissed him off. He knows that I was in it for the game, for the home run, trying to take him out. Now, he might have just been posturing. Now you have a fight. You might have just been throwing punches at you. Well, guess what? Now you escalated it. He might pull out a weapon. Now you're into some trouble. So I see a lot of martial arts say you palm them to the face, make the face go up, and then you strike them in the throat. You have to understand, some people have throats that big. The neck's that big, neck muscles. Nothing's going to happen to you. They can take some pain. So you just escalated the fight. And when you do that, now you have trouble. Now you have somebody coming at you that was at 10, 20%. Now he's 100% now that he wants to hurt you bad. So be careful with what you see out there, because there's a lot of people out there putting out material. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to take somebody out. So be careful. Folks, I want you guys to hug your kids. School's almost out. This is a very hard time, hard year, especially with COVID. Be careful with what's going on. Understand small businesses. Help them out. If you're going to a local martial arts school, support them. Support the classes, because they've been hurting as well. Just like that throat punch, throat strike. Well, a lot of martial artists got that throat strike, especially with the COVID that passed last year. Now, if you like the video, press like, press subscribe always. Keep those questions coming, and we'll get a bunch of stuff going. Folks, until next time, much peace.
Train at the best-kept secret of Laredo. Buitron Academy, 956-401-4868. Savate.biz.